Okay, so, oops, it's been a while since we've done one of these guys. Sorry about that. But I promise you that the wait has been worth it, because today, well, let's just say that the factions of PlanetSide, they all have things that they're known for, right? And today, I'm bringing you the loadout that is basically the poster child for NC recruitment. You may not like it, but this is what peak NC performance looks like. G'day there once again, viewers, this is your mate Kamikaze78 here, and today, guys, we are once again returning to the Time to Gear Up series. So, for those of you who are new to the channel, this here is the series where you guys get to rub two of those brain cells of yours together to come up with a loadout for me to use in-game. Now, this can range from being a loadout that would make, sniffing paint followed by attempting to do house gardening in the dead of winter look like an intuitive experience by comparison, or a loadout that somehow transforms my positively average lifetime KDR into that of a god gamer overnight, or anywhere in between. Simply throw your suggestions down in the comment section down below, and the highest rated loadout by you guys will be selected for the next episode, so get voting. And on today's agenda, I'm sure you've been able to guess where we're going today so far based on the gameplay. We are running an NC Heavy Assault kit, suggested by TanjoMan, who didn't really give the loadout a name, so I've dubbed it Weaponized Freedom. Let's see what it's got to earn such a name. Now, I will also admit that TanjoMan's comment only specified the primary, secondary, and launcher of this kit, with everything else, I'm assuming, being up to me to decide. But let's be real here. They're the real stars of the show. The main act is simple. It's the Brawler Araxium shotgun for the new conglomerate, which is a variant of the super reliable Mauler S6 shotgun. What's so special about it besides the shiny camo, of course? Well, it comes equipped with a smart choke, and yeah, you saw that right. That's an underbarrel shotgun. Yep, this is a shotgun with an additional shotgun attached. I tell ya, only the NC could take their baseline shotgun into the labs, spend a solid amount of R&D time looking at it. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just duct tape another shotgun to it to follow up with a thunderous applause from colleagues and a shower of bonus checks from the higher-ups. The NC, they had a shotgun for their max suits, they had a shotgun for their ESFs, they had a shotgun for their harasser and their main battle tank, but now they have a goddamn shotgun for their shotgun. The prophecy has been fulfilled. But okay, we have our NC shotgun with some shotgun DLC attached. Surely we've got some more ranged gear to balance this stuff out. You guys must be new here, this must be your first time. Our secondary weapon here is the NC08 Mag Scatter, which for the uninitiated is the NC's shotgun pistol. It's admittingly a pretty crap shotgun pistol. It's far from what I would call my quote-unquote first choice in the sidearm department, but hey, we're on the theme here, so we may as well just turn our brains off and embrace it. In fact, you know what, let's just go the whole 9 yards here and equip the NSX Masamune, which, yeah, is a rocket launcher that when fired from the hip, fires 4 bloody missiles in the form of a shotgun-like burst. And yeah, if you aim down sights with the Masamune, you can fire these 4 rockets in a quick 4-round wire-guided burst, but that's not very NC of us, so I made an effort to only ever hip fire with this rocket launcher while using this loadout, just to stay on theme. Now, as far as the rest of the loadout was concerned, nothing was really specified for me to use, so I had a bit of creative freedom here. Firstly, I took the Adrenaline Shield and Nanoweave Armor in my ability and suit slots respectively. Why is that? Well, if I'm going to be literally purging entire platoons from existence at once with my shotguns at close range, then I should probably expect a little bit of retaliation, and the tankiness that these 2 slots provide, in combination with some of the mobility-based implants we took later in the loadout, really allowed for me to really just get the hell out of there if I needed to. For the grenade slot, I decided to take the concussion grenade because, for one, it was pretty funny watching people struggle while they just moseyed on over with some buckshot with their name on it, but once again, if I'm clearing rooms, it helps when the enemies are moving in slow motion. Of course, we were running medkits because, as you know, your boy has to fuel his addiction somehow, but then we come across the implants, and these kind of took the loadout from being just your run-of-the-mill shit show to surprisingly effective. Here, we have Cat-like and Survivalist, and while the loadout as it stood was funny as hell, there's something to be said about this big, hulking, menacing-looking heavy assault armed with nothing but a shotgun and ill intent, fucking yeeting his way towards you like an oversized rabbit in heat. And while everybody in this game wears a helmet, I could tell that there's some genuine fear in their eyes. And with Survivalist, the passive shield recharge delay buff was a great help in keeping downtime short and sweet. all the while being able to use that little extra burst of speed if my shields broke to either close that gap a little bit more or find the nearest available safe space to escape to. Oh, and should I feel the need to extend my Ranger touch, I did have the NSX Amaterasu in my knife slot. And yeah, a knife is the most ranged weapon I have access to here. Just take a moment to let that sink in. A knife was my longest range option in this loadout. But anyway, this is what happens when you combine a bunch of bonus checks to create a weaponized freedom rights movement. And I won't lie, because I was using all shotguns, the challenge of constantly having to just get closer was a big one, but it was still a ton of fun to watch the carnage unfold in front of me when I simply pressed the trigger. Now, say you want to get into the game and give this loadout a crack for yourself. It's going to cost you anywhere between 3,400 and 6,580 certs to unlock all of the gear here, as well as a couple of mental breakdowns trying to complete the master level of the NC Shotgun Directive. Complete at your own risk. But that's everything as far as the loadout is concerned, and a big shout out goes out to Tanjo Man for putting this idea forward, no matter how loosely so, at the right time, because I won't lie everyone, this is an idea that has been hitting my comment section forever now. I have, with no doubt in my mind, received at least 10 loadout suggestions in the past of this series, all featuring the Brawler and a myriad of shotgun combinations. I mean, I'm an NC main for Christ's sake, it was bound to happen. This almost feels like a rite of passage, a coming of age, an initiation into the true NC ranks. First, it was team kills per minute. Now, it's all about pellets per trigger squeeze. And I gotta tell ya, the wait has been well worth it because this loadout ended up being a little bit too much fun for its own good. I mean, this may very well be a permanent entry into my build in the future. Tanjo Man didn't leave a backstory or anything for this loadout, but let's get real. This thing tells its own story. This is Uncle Chuck, about 4 rum and cokes deep, wielding his favorite 12-gauge Old Reliable, screaming "get off my lawn" while well and truly standing on his neighbor's front lawn. This is the drunk, delirious, almost sexually aggressive NC Heavy Assault that doesn't really care what's in front of him, or who's behind him, only that he's pissed off, and everything in front of him is suddenly worthy of a quick dispatching. At CQC, this loadout pumps out what can only be described as a heinous amount of damage that, when placed right, will send targets straight to the respawn screens before they even knew what hit them. And the funniest part about this loadout is that if you do get into that sweet spot of being able to spit on your enemies as you blast them down with your shotgun, running out of ammo isn't a big deal because guess what, motherfucker? You have more shotguns good to go. And the sheer novelty of having a shotgun, running out of ammo with said shotgun, only to whip out the underbarrel shotgun attached to your shotgun to turn the poor son of a bitch that's right in front of you into mist is nothing short of satisfying. But I won't lie. Every time I get the chance to throw cat-like onto a loadout, especially on a heavy assault loadout that normally ends up being, pretty slow and grounded, it hits the spot, guys. The amount of times I was able to not only get into some really stupid flanks and angles with this kit, but also just bouncing my way around an enemy to throw their aim off while educating them as to how it feels when a ballerina wields a shotgun, was incredibly satisfying. The height you gain when jumping with cat-like means that you can essentially just say to somebody, "No more headshots for you," and immediately your head becomes your feet in their line of fire, and bam, the damage is gone. And hey, you can do it while being one tanky boy, so it's the best of both worlds. I will admit, the real downside of the loadout is probably the mag scatter, easily the weakest part of the build, and was the item I got the least amount of kills with during my play session, but damn, jumping at an enemy while screeching like a banshee, while completely misunderstanding the concept of social distancing, it was a pure joy to play. This loadout plays like a maniac, and because it's so built for CQC, it can get away with it. It's got the tankiness to do so, it's got the movement to get to those locations, and once you're there, it has the firepower to completely destroy entire pushes. So to Tanjo Man, I once again thank him for sharing this loadout because I had a wacky amount of fun doing this. Not gonna lie guys, in the last 2 Time to Gear Up episodes I've had fun. It's a bit off-brand for this series. I want to see how evil y'all can get. So, in the comment section down below, go ahead and suggest your worst loadout. Something that is just pure scuffed. I want to see it. We need to return back to the scuffed nature of this series. So, the challenge is out, guys. Do your worst. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button. It goes a long way to support the channel. And if you're new here, well, hit the subscribe button. It means you can keep up to date with this series in particular, as well as all other content that we release on the channel in the future. As pros, guys, I always recommend coming in and jumping on my Twitch, Twitter, and Discord channels, all of which are linked down below. We have a lot of fun on those platforms, and it would be good to hang out with you guys there as well. Once again, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Peace out, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Take care, guys. Have a good one.